Day 92.
which prevents all grounded Pokemon from flinching.
Let's go.
This is
I only got like 50 minutes to do this.
Who will surely die before he can take out Dugtrio. I was doomed to lose Jeffrey. Or so I thought. See, Dugtrio can actually have two abilities, Arena Trap and Sandveil. And luckily, this level 29 has Sandveil. So before moves. So for now, we're going to battle if he joins the team. After some light training where Nougat evolves into Dugtrio and Jeffrey evolves into Hypno, it's time to take on Erica. But given that we have a Fire type, a Flying type, and a Psychic type, I'm really not too worried about Erica's Grass Poison Pokemon. I start with Growlithe to lower Beedrill and Tad. In Celadon City, I get to gift Eevee and name it Eevee, but I put it in the box as well. After doing the game corner and the whole Team Rocket thing, I go to Lavender Town and complete that whole quick side story where I save an old man or whatever. Nothing exciting here, except I do catch Ghastly and make her follow Gas. That, I have a full team of 6 that I'm pretty happy with. In certain Nuzlocke runs, I'll actually rotate Pokemon in my team based on the upcoming gym, but this game is actually pretty easy, so for grinding purposes, it's just easier to have a solid 6 and keep it the same. Speaking of grinding, it's time for a craft. I need to beat him to unlock Sabrina's gym before I hit my level cap, so it's now or never. And here, tragedy strikes, twofold. Unfortunately, I forgot to hit record during this session, so I don't have the footage of our epic battle against Butts 2. Which is a terrible moment to forget to record, because we experienced to take out his first Koffing with strength. Muck comes out, and I just whittle him down with Leech Seed as he uses Venomize strats. The second Koffing comes out, and I set up with Leech Seed to put him to sleep to get a free switch into Jeffrey. I take out Koffing, and out comes Weezing. I'm a bit worried that he'll self-destruct out. That means that if I had just used Drill Peck as soon as Alakazam came in, it would have been completely fine. I can't believe how lucky I got. York is a beast for taking a +3 Psychic from a freaking Alakazam.
69.
So by the skin of my teeth, I get badge 6 as well as... After my to-the-wire battle too, last time we met, he murdered Bill and Ted, so I do have to be careful here. After getting everyone to level 50 and learning some new moves via TMs, I confronted Butts 2. We start with Nougat, who hits Pidgeot with a Rock Slide. A Feather Dance means I don't two-shot the Pidgeot, but I do get a nice flinch. The third Rock Slide takes out Pidgeot. Okay. Goes down to a drill. The Indigo Plateau. Lorelei the Ice Trainer is up first. I start with Bob against her Dewgong and set up a Leech Seed. Retrospectively, this was really dumb, because I was dead to an Ice Beam critical hit. I also got frozen, but that doesn't actually matter, because my plan from here is to switch to Jeffrey and set him up. Remember the fight against Sabrina? It's time for a Calm Mind sweep. On the switch-in, Hypno gets hit by an Ice Beam, and she gets another freeze. 2 freezes in a row has a 1% chance of occurring. But fortunately, I immediately dethaw and start setting up Calm Minds as leftovers and Leech Seed damage keeps me healthy. At this point, it's pretty much over. At +6 special attack and +6 special defense, the only thing that Lorelei could possibly do is crit and freeze me with a Blizzard. After Dewgong goes down, Lapras comes out and then goes down to 1 Psychic. Same goes for Cloyster. Slowbro actually takes a Psychic, but does pitiful damage in return. Even with a crit, we'd be fine. I decide to switch to Shadow Ball to save some PP on Psychic, and Shadow Ball is a 2-hit kill. Just as a reminder, in this game, Shadow Ball is physical, so my stats aren't actually buffed. Last is Jinx, who surprisingly goes down to a single unboosted Shadow Ball. Nice. Next is Bruno, so I heal up my boys and go to the next room. Bruno leads with an Onix, so I lead with Bob, who one-shots it with Razor Leaf. Onix looks so cool, but it is one of the worst Pokemon in the game. It levels up ridiculously slow, it has terrible special defense, and alarmingly low attack. It's so bad. But anyways, Hitmonchan is next, so I put it to sleep and switch to Spicalum. Unfortunately, Hitmonchan wakes up and hits me with a Rock Tomb, which is super effective and lowers my speed. With the speed drop, I'm lightly slower, and I don't want to risk a crit, so I switch to Jeffrey. I go for the Psychic as he misses a Sky Uppercut. Anticipating a heal, I Calm Mind once. The next turn, I get hit by a Sky Uppercut as I go for another Calm Mind, planning on one-shotting the Machamp in the back. After another Sky Uppercut, Psychic takes a Berry in case she tries any Hypnosis shenanigans on me. 2 Drill Pecks take out the first Gengar as she just tries to double team. Golbat comes out, so I decide to just hit her with Return. It's enough for a 2-shot after some damage from Air Cutter. Arbok comes in with Intimidate, so I switch to Nougat, who frankly has been largely useless since he swept the third gym. The trio is just a little too weak and a little too frail to be that good in Nuzlocke. Watch him almost die to a critical hit, but not very effective Sludge Bomb right here. The bastard gets poisoned too. I decide to wager that a super effective Earthquake is enough to kill Arbok, and it is, leaving Nougat with just 8 health. He lives to fight another day. Haunter comes in, so I switch in Speakolum, knowing that a Drill Pick will one-shot the Haunter. All that's left is Agatha's second, stronger Gengar. It's possible that this thing has Thunderbolt or something, I don't actually know, but I decide to stay in with Speakolum, who actually hits a critical Drill Peck for a one-shot. Replacing Pudge was the best decision of this entire run. We're down to the 4th and final Elite Four member, Lance and his Dragons. This is kinda scary, but Chicken has Ice Beam, so I'm not super worried. After healing everyone up, I put Bob in the front and move to the next room.
69.
Lance leads Gyarados, not a dragon by the way. I do the same thing I do with every single Gyarados. I Leech Seed, Sleep Powder, and Razor Leaf it down. I switch to Chicken while Gyarados is still asleep, and Lance uses a full restore as I hit it with the Ice Beam. I decide to play it safe and switch back to Bob, and it's a good thing I do, because Gyarados hits a nasty Hyper Beam. On the recharge, I put it back to sleep and then switch out to Chicken. Chicken gets in for free and kills Gyarados with an Ice Beam on the next turn. Dragonair comes out, and I hit it with an Ice Beam, which leaves it with just a sliver of health. Crap. Dragonair then hits a Thunder Wave. This is actually kind of bad. I probably should have given Chicken a Cherry Berry. Thankfully, Dragonair misses a Hyper Beam the next turn, and then goes down to a second Ice Beam. Lance's second Dragonair comes out, so I switch to Bob. Dragonair sets up a Safeguard, which is actually kind of inconvenient, because I could have used Sleep Powder, but I decide to brute force this one and hit it with Strength, as he does decent damage with Dragon Rage. A second Strength leaves it with a sliver as I lose more HP from another Dragon Rage. I take it down with a third Strength and Aerodactyl comes in, also not a dragon. Anticipating Wing Attack, I switch in Bjork to lower his attack. Then, anticipating Rock Slide, I switch in Nougat. I'm almost right. Aerodactyl uses Ancient Power, and thankfully does not need a boost. So I hit it with a Rock Slide from Nougat, but Aerodactyl outspeeds me and hits a pretty hard Wing Attack. The second Rock Slide will kill Aerodactyl, but a critical hit